Hello guys, how are you guys doing? Welcome back to this tutorial. So in today's tutorial, we are going to be talking about how I replicated nachristos design. This is nachristos design. He actually uploaded this design tutorial on YouTube. You can go ahead and go and learn from his page. He's a good and awesome graphic designer. He has been an inspiration to me. He's sponsoring the motivation behind this design. So without wasting much of our time, without further ado, let me head right in. So I duplicated this in Canvas. You can see I'm in my Canvas app and I just duplicated the design in Canva. So what do you guys think? And without wasting much of our time, I'm going to show you how I did this. Yes, so I didn't have to leave my Canva app to do all this. All the element that you are seeing in this design, I brought it in the Canva app, or I embedded the Canva, and I'm going to show you. So this is the first space, the white space. So I'm going to click on my plus button now, and I'm going to go to my element. Sorry, I'm going to go to my element, and I'm going to type shape. So I'll click on shape and bring in this first element. So I'm bringing this first element. Okay, so I have to move this element to this place now because I want to get the color. I want to get the color of this. So I have to move it to this first place. So to get to get the color, to change the color, I have to click on color and then get the color because the color is already here. So Canva actually will let you have the color, in the colors because you have because I have already used the color already, and then I will then move it back to the canvas it is. So this I have moved it back, and as you can see, this is curved and then this is also curved. So I'm going to expand this and I'm going to reduce the expansion. I'm going to expand this a little much more. So I'm going to leave it like this. Let me see. So let me see. For measurements, I have to go get it back. So I have to measure it so that it will be the same with this other one. I have to shift this a little bit more, and then I have to go with this. All right. So I have to go with this. So I'm going to move it back. Sorry. So I'm going to move it to this place. All right. Now it's in this place. I'm going to keep it over here and then see. All right. So let's keep it over here. Let me just drag this a little bit down and then see what we have here. What we have here, as you can see, this place is curved already and I don't want it to be curved. So what am I going to do? I'm going to duplicate this. I'm going to duplicate this. So because I'm duplicating this now and it's still curved, what I'm going to do is to go to my style, and then I'm going to go to corner rounding and then reduce the corner rounding to 0. Reduce it to 0, and then once I reduce it to 0, as you can see, it just have taken the shape. I have to just reduce this, increase this. All right, to get the shape that I want. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to go to my layout, or I won't even have to go to my layout, but let's just go to our layout. So I'm going to go to my layout and select this first one, select the second one, and then group them together. So once they are grouped together, you can see what we have here. All right. So the next thing I'm going to do is to bring in the man here. So before, like the pastor, okay. So before I do that, I will okay. Let me first do that. I'm going to click on my plus button, and then I'll go to my photos. I'm going to my photos. The Canvas app have photos. So if you just go to this app, you will discover that there is photos here, and some of the photos in the photos are pro photos, and some of them are free, but the most of them, the most beautiful ones are pro. So if you're not using the Canva Pro, that's one of the disadvantages you have. And you can download any photo of a pastor on Pinterest, and then you can actually use it and do your thing. All right. So I'm going to click on the plus button. I'm going to click on my plus button. I'm going to go to my photos. So this is the photo. It is already here, so I'm going to click it so that I will go. It will. If I just hold it, you see the professional African American businessman holding tablet PC. All right, and I just use a professional African American businessman who's using tablet PC, so you can actually search it on your Canva, and then it will appear. All right, so I'm going to just click on it. This is the photo I use. Then I go to my effect, and then I will remove the background. I'll go to my tools and then remove the background, and so the background have been removed. And then I'm going to just get it like this, and then I will expand the photo just like this, and then look what we have here and see this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just drag this thing a little bit down so that it won't be like this. So I'm going to see what I have here and see this. So I think this is okay. All right, let me see this and let me see this. Okay. All right, so what am I going to do? I'm going to just, in pixellab you have to use your max tool, but this in Canva, this is one of the advantages I love in Canva. And once you reach the point, Canva will show you that you have actually reached this point. I'm going to bring this thing a little bit down. I'm going to reduce the size a little bit. Okay. All right, so I'm going to leave it just like this. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to leave it just like this. As you can see, just this and then this. There's no much difference in the hairs. Okay, should I measure it? Okay, let me just try to measure it. I'm just going to take this. Let me just duplicate and see. There's no more difference. I'm going to delete it and then I'll just go back and then see what we have. So what else am I going to be doing? I'm going to duplicate this and I'm going to crop it. I'm going to crop it just to get the head only. I'm going to crop it to get the head only. I'm just going to crop it like this and then crop it like this. I just want to get the head. I don't want to do anything with other part of the photo. My interest in this head is in this head, so I'm going to crop it more. Okay, and then I'm going to expand. Okay, so I'm going to okay. All right, so let me see this and let me see what I have here. I think I have to move this over here to see, just to get the measurement of the head. This one is more bigger. Okay, I'm going to go with this. I'm going to just bring it over here and then see the hair. All right, so I'm going to shift this. Let me just shift this a little bit. I'm going to shift this image a little bit. It's not too much. All right, this image is not the same as nachristos, so I'm just doing my own. I brought my own image in. So I'm just going to shift it a little bit like this. I think I have to do this thing this way. All right, so once I got this now, I will have to work on this image now. So to work on this image, I have to go to my effect. So I have to go to my effect. Sorry, not effect. I have to go to my adjust tool. So I have to go to my adjust tool. So I go to temperature and then I will reduce the temperature to like this, and then I will go to the next. I go to my tint and I also do the same in my tint. Then I will go to brightness. I'll reduce the brightness. Go to contrast. I'll leave the contrast. Go to highlights and I'll get the highlight like this. So I'll go to shadow. I will leave the shadow. Should I? Let me just reduce the shadow a little bit. Go to whitening, reduce the whitening, increase the whitening a little bit, leave the black. Let me just leave the black. Go to vibrance and let the vibrance breathe. Go to saturation and reduce the saturation over here. Go to sharpness and let the sharpness get the sharpness like this. Get the picture a little bit sharp. Then go to clarity and then leave the clarity. Get the clarity like this. A little bit like this. Vignance, did the vignance. What am I going to do after I've got this in? I just have to reduce the transparency of the image. So I'll reduce the transparency of the image. Okay. So see what we have, guys. So the next thing I'm going to do is to work. As you can see in Nachristos on, he worked on this, and it is like the image is blended like this. If you zoom this now, it's more like the image and the there is more like a blending the image and the shape together. So I'm going to do that now. So I'm going to go to my plus button. I'm going to click on my plus button, go to my elements, and I'm going to do this with shape. So I'm just going to bring in a shape. So I'm going to change the color. Once I bring in the shape, I'm going to change the color. So I'm going to color, and then I'll change the color. Just bear with me. This tutorial is going to take a little bit time, but bear with me. And then I've changed the color. And what else would I do? I will just go back, and then I go to my style and make it 0. Remember, make it 0. After that, I'll just go back. So now this is where the magic happens. Then I'll go back to my color again, and I will click on this plus button, and I will click on gradients. So I have this color now, but I don't want to use this, so I'm going to click on it, and then I'm going to change it. Let me just go back and see the color code of this. I'm going to copy the color code. The color code is 16262D. So I'm going to go back, and I'm going to put it here, 16262C. I think that's C. 2C2D. Yeah. Alright. So I'm going to get it. It shows now exactly the color. So what am I going to do? Let me go back to the color, and then I'm going to duplicate it and make it tray. Click on the plus button again. So remember this, I use the gradient color, then I click on this plus button. Now this is now tray. What am I going to do? I'm going to reduce the transparency. To reduce the transparency of this, you have to just, it is over here. So just click over here. As you can see, when I'm reducing the transparency, this is where I'm clicking. You can see that it's more like a transparency, and that's where I do the magic. So let me just cancel this and then do what I'm doing. Then I'll reduce the transparency a little bit. Then I'll go back, and then the second one too, I will have to reduce the transparency too. Yeah, just like this. Increase it a little bit so that it won't be that much. All right. Remember the gradient, I duplicated it into 2 so that it will give me the result I'm looking for. So I'm just going to cancel, and then I'm going to rotate. I'm going to rotate. So once I rotate it, and then make sure that it is all right. So I'm going to make sure that it's aligning. I'm going to make sure that it's aligning. Let me cancel. use my notch. All right, it's now aligning. I'm going to, I don't want to type on it. I'm going to expound this. I'm going to expound this to over here. So once I reach the point, Canva will show me that with a point that I have reached the point. All right, so what am I going to do? I'm going to reduce this. I'm going to reduce this so that it won't actually cover these places. So this is where the magic happens. I'm going to reduce it to, and then I'm going to duplicate. Let me just duplicate. All right, I have duplicated it. Now it's now blending. I'm going to duplicate again. I want to also, I don't want the sharp edges of this to show. The sharp edges of this one. So I'm going to cover the sharp edges with the blend tool. So just let me do my thing. So I'm going to move it over here just to cover the sharp edges. And then I'll just duplicate more. But that is the point. So I've gotten what I want. Then I'll just shift this and then use my notch to shift it a little bit so that it won't be obstructing anything. So that is it. All right, perfect. All right, perfect. So let's see here. Okay, and then see. All right, so we just have gotten what we wanted, and then see, and then see. Okay, it's not just blended in our design. So let's continue. So the next thing we did is to bring in the wax. So I'll click on my plus button. Sorry, I have to go over here. Just click on my plus button and type wax wax stamp, wax circle, white wax stamp. Okay, it's not giving a different kind of wax, so I'm going to just pick this, and then I'm going to reduce the color. I'm going to reduce this. Let's see nachristos, and let's see this, and then let's see this. So let's keep this one over here. Let's use this one instead. So let's keep this one over here. So I just wanted to show you how I get this. So I'll go back, and then I type this pastel Christian Rufus, and then contemporary, um and service, and then service. So this font is, I use the Bebas font. So if you click on the font now, you see that it's the Bebas font that I used. So the Bebas font, I just use the Bebas font, then expanded it, and then got this. So I don't want this tutorial to waste some of our time. Then this is also the Bebas font. I also used it and then expanded it, and that is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to pick up this now, and then copy it, and then I'll move it over here. All right, so that is it, and then I'm going to use this service, then copy it too. There's also the same font, and then I will have to, sorry, I also have to move it over here. All right, so what else do I do? I brought in the shape. So I'm going to bring in the shape because this is a shape. So I'm going to click on my plus button just like nachristos, and then I'll cancel this and then get this shape, get the shape. So I have a shape already. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get the shape to normal. So I will remove the roundness of the shape. So I'm going to go to my style and reduce the roundness, sorry, to 0. So once I'm done, I'm going to change the color to this, to yellow, and then I'm just going to, if you want the color code for this, please let me just show you the color code. FDA 013. So you can actually copy the color code and use it. So that's the color code. So I'm going to move this over here so that I can actually get the right, get it right correctly. So I'm going to just, okay, it's just more like this. So I'm going to just move this now over here. All right, so I'm going to keep it like this, contemporary services, just like this, just like this. So I'm going to move this down a little bit. I'm just showing you the concept of how I duplicated that in Canva, so you just have to follow suit and then you get it. All right. So I think I have to move this text into up a little bit. I think it's just far from the contemporary. So that's it. Yeah. So I just have to leave it like this and then see. Let's see. Okay. There's no more different contemporary services, and I'm going to write services. So what I did here was to click on my plus button. If you know how, you already know how to type on Canva. If you have been watching through my tutorial, there's a tutorial on how to maneuver through Canva. You can see it in my YouTube page. Just go and look for it. You will find it. Then click on your text button and then click on add a heading. So if you click on add a heading, just type, before you type services, click on dots. So you will see dots. Use the dots and then go back. Then type service. I think it's in a capital letter. Type service. Sorry, it's not this dot. I think it's the middle dot. You can see the dots here, the first one, and then give a space and then get the second one too. That's what I didn't do in that first design. And then you have to shift it like this just to make it also assume the size of this, and then you have to shift it. You know what to do. All right. I have to use my node to move it up a little bit, and after that you you change the font. After that, please change the font. I'm going to change the font to rollers. I'm going to change the font to rollers. Just it's just like a similar font that nachristos use. So I'm going to use go to fonts and then I change it to Lola. All right. So let's see what we have. Edit. I didn't see the second zero. Okay, I have to just expand this to see this. All right. This is it, guys. So this is it. As you can see, you just I was looking for a similar. I was looking for a similar font. I didn't do it over here, but I was looking for a similar font that's nachristos use. So I'm going to change the color to black. Change the color to black. So that's also the same way I just typed this and then expanded this, and the same way I typed the service and then change the color of the service. So this is just the exact same way I did my thing. All right, and then I typed the I typed Pastor Christian, and then this is also a roller font. Expanded this. All of these are roller fonts. So if you go to font, you will see that it's a roller font. So it's a roller font. So what I have to do because of our time, I have to copy this. So let me copy. So I have to copy and then paste it, more like a duplicating, and then I'll move it over here. Sorry. So I'll move it to this place, just like this, just like this. Okay. So let me just move it up a little bit. Move it like this. Okay. So what else do we have here? So this is a text. This is a text. Don't get it twisted. This is a text. It's just this text. If you click on edit, so this is more like this text now. Slash. This is the text. This is the text. Just this it's like a slash. It's a slash. This is a slash text. So just do the slashing. Type slash and it will appear. Please, because of our time. This tutorial is already taking so much of our time. So I'm going to just bring it here. I'm going to duplicate it and then bring it over here. Bring it over here. I can decide to bring it down. Let me bring it down. There's something I didn't do in that first tutorial that I might like to do. So as you can see in this nachristos own now, let me go read pastor. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. So I also type this Sunday and 8 p.m. on all of these. I type this. So without further ado, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to show you. I type this one after the other. This new message series. This Sunday. This all of these are roller fonts. If you look for it in your Canva font, you will see this is a Lola font, this is a Lola font, and this. So let me just duplicate these ones and move them. So I'm going to just move this over. Paste. What else do I have to do? Let me go and see. So this I think I grouped this together. Let me ungroup this. So this is grouped together. This Facebook icon, Instagram icon, and Twitter icon. See how I did it. So let me go back here. I click on my plus button. As we can see, we haven't left the Canva app. Then I went on element and I typed social media icons, social media icons. and I went on see all. You see, this is the Twitter's own. Most of them are paid for. This is this is Instagram own. This is TikTok own. This is Twitter. Then this you can see Pinterest. Then I look for Facebook own too. There's also Facebook own, and then I pick them one after the other. So what I did was to pick these ones here. So you just have to pick your handle. If I pick them, I will just reduce the size and place it where I want to place it, and make sure that the sizes are the same. See, so I will just go back and then if the sizes are the same, so I can just click on my plus button. That is it. So that's how I just did it, and then I positioned it where I want to put it, or where I positioned it. So I'm going to delete this. So if I want to get another one, I will get another one. So let's say I will get a TikTok on too, and then place it at the exact point. I place the other one, and then make it just like line like this. So this is how I got this. So you just type social media handle and then place it and make it all aligned. And then that, without wasting my time, I'm just going to copy this. I'm going to copy it and then place it where I want to place it. Copy and paste. So it's more like duplicating if I didn't see the copy. So I'm going to carry it and then move it to this place. Not wasting my time. So I just move it over here, and then that's what basically what I did. So this Royal Christian Family Church, this is a shape. This is a shape, and I changed the color. So let's do this. Let's do this. Let me not confuse us. So let's do this. I think I have to move this a little bit upward. So let me use my note to move it up, 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 up. Okay. All right. So I click on my plus button. I don't know why this app is doing this, but we are going to succeed in this tutorial. So I click on my plus button and then I click on my text. I click on my elements. Yes, I think I click on my elements. That's my elements. I just type shape. I typed shaped, but I don't want to shape it because it will appear in my recent use. So let me just wait for my recent use to load of all that you'll be needing. So it's just like this. So I have to just reduce the size. Reduce the size like this. Reduce it. Move it over there. Just like moving it over here. Just like this. So just like this. So I have to go to color and change the color. What's up now? What are you doing? This is just delaying me. So I have to go to color and make it a bit ash. So yeah. So I use the ash color. Sorry. Yeah. So this is the color I used. Just something that is close to white. All right. So this is basically how I got this. Oh man, this is wasting my time. So this is basically how I got this. Then I expanded it. As you can see, so this is a sheep. This is a sheep. So that is it. So what am I going to do? I'm going to copy this and then move it immediately without wasting my time. So I'm going to delete this. So I'm going to move this immediately without wasting my time. That's the same thing I will also do with the test. Just bear with me. So I type this a royal Christian family, and I also use a rollers font. So I'm going to copy it and then move it over here too. Sorry. So I'm going to move this over here. I'm going to use the center. One thing about Canva is that it will show you when the text is is in the center with the yellow line, with the pink line, or when it's aligning with the other text. So that is it. So that's basically what I did here. And then what else do I do? We are actually done with all or most of these things. I I want to check. I want to shift this a little bit more. So let me just shift this, and give you some space. Yes, let's just give you some spacing. All right, all right, okay. So that is it. Tell me what you guys think about this tutorial, and then I have to go show you what I did here. So this is also a text. Let me show you guys. As you can see, that's yellow something in the black, in the guy's back. You see, so the text. So let me just do it manually. Click on the plus button. Click on my text. I don't know what this Canva is doing, but I will finish on this tutorial. So click on my text. Okay, what is it? It's logging me off when I click on text. What is happening? Hmm. My Canva is malfunctioning, so I'm going to click on my text. All right, I'll add a heading, and I will just like 4. Then I will change the color. So I'm going to go and change the color now. So I will change the color. Click on the color and change the color. So let's say yellow. Yeah, let me just use this yellow too. Our one is more yellow than the nachristos one. So that's just the concept. Position it like this, and then move it to back. Go to positioning. Okay, forward a little bit. That's it. That's it. There's no two way about it. So that is the concept, guys. So you can actually just yours so that it will be more. It will show you more. Reduce it a little bit if you want to increase. I want to reduce it small, and then I'll have to increase it just like this. So this is it. So this is basically how we did it. So I'm going to go to my layer to touch it. I want to make it bend. Watching through this tutorial, you will learn many things about Canva even without the tutorial. I know that you have learned so many things about Canva, and then thank me later, and thank Crystal for sponsoring and inspiring this. I just want to sponsor. So let's say sponsor. Okay, I have to move this like this and then move it back. All right. So this is okay for with me, but it's not for me. What did I do? It's not looking like the first one, but that is just the concept. If you just do this, you already gotten what you want to get. So that is it. So this is a test. So this is the 30th July, and the color is not the same. I'll tell you how I try to replicate the color that Nachristos use. So I'm going to move it over here. So the 30th, just type 30th July, and then uh use the lowest fonts. Simple. After July, just type. If you type 30, you let me show you what to do. Add a heading. So I type 30, and I use this tool. Of if you want to use, if I want to show you guys, you just get log me off. Alright, but I'm still going to show you what I did. This is 30, edit. So I type 30, 30th, and in my keyboard you will see this, just like the next 30th, and I type July, July, like this. So I have to reduce the font and then move it. Once I did that, I went to my letter spacing. Let me show you. If you've watched this tutorial to this moment, some of your real juniors, you really want to learn. So I went to my letter spacing, and then I reduce the spacing. I increase the spacing a little bit, reduced it, and then I moved it up. So that's exactly it. And then I changed the font to Lola's. So if you're wondering how I did it, this is exactly how I did it. Didn't it? Did it? Alright, so I'm going to just delete. I'm going to just delete the font. I'm going to just delete the font. So there's something like Krista did here. We're actually done with this design, but like Krista wrote lead pastor, and I didn't write lead pastor. So, and I would like to lead pastor. So I'm going to get this text. So let me find one that is different. That's okay. Let me copy this and edit. Let me try to edit. So I'm going to type lead pastor. So this is also the lowest font. As you can see, it's just the lowest font. So I'm going to just move it over here. Let me reduce the font a little bit. Let me reduce it. Let me zoom so that I will see what I'm reducing. Alright. When I move it, okay, I want to make sure it's aligning with other text. Alright. The pink line will show me that it's aligning. So I have to change the color to white. I have to change the color to white. Okay. So I want to give it some space. Let the text breathe. Give them space. Principles of design. Alright. Alright, just like this. And then let's see what he had there. So there's a lead pastor. So he wrote lead pastor, and then like a play button. So this is just like a play button. So what are you going to do? Click on your plus button, go to your element and type play button. Simple. Simple. So we are going to type play button. Play button. Simple. And let it load. Alright, you see different play buttons. So I'm going to choose this. As you can see, this is the play button that I use, but This is a pro play button. So if you're not a Canva Pro user, you can't use this. You can go to your Google, type play button, and it will appear. So I have to reduce it like this, and then move it like this. Obtain the color to yellow. Change the color to yellow, and then move back. My Canva is actually hanging. That's why this thing is just, it's more, it's not going to frustrate me. No, it's not going to frustrate me. So I'm going to reduce it. I'm going to reduce it just like this. I'm going to reduce it more. Yes, it's now in the center. All right. So I'm going. Okay. So that is it. That's what it is all about. Okay. So the last thing I did here was to change this because I couldn't find the color of this in Canva. So I have to change this. Like, see how I did it. This color now. I went to effect. I went to effect. I went to effects, and then I click on my Dalton. In my Dalton, I choose this custom, and I double clicked on it. After I double click on it, and then make the highlights pink. If I click on the highlights, you see the color code of the highlights. Okay, EBC 69. So that's just the color code of the highlight. After that, I make the shadow. I make the shadow the color 17827B. So with this, you will get the exact results like this. So if I go back now and then click on this wax, then I go to my color, I go to my effects, click on my effects, click on Dalton, and use custom. Just click on custom, double click on it. Then the highlights EPC 69. I think that is it. Then we go back and then click on shadow. Let's go to wax again. This is my Canva. He will not frustrate me. Go to effects. Click on it. Let's go to wax the shadow now, and then type the 17827B 7B, just like this, and then see what we have. See what we have. Let me just click on this, and then you can increase the intensity if you want to, and you can increase the intensity. Let me just reduce the intensity a little bit. Okay. So this is basically how I did that. This is basically how I did that. I don't know. I'm trying to increase the intensity a little bit more. All right. So after that, I went ahead and then downloaded my design. The color is not actually the same. But that was how I did this, and then I went ahead and downloaded my design. So thank you guys for watching to this point, and then please, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to the channel, turn on your bell notification, and then see you in the next tutorial when I'll be dropping next video. Thank you and God bless you.